Jody Culver, videographer, Laura Culver presenting Distractive Driving.
2012 changed my life forever. I was in a horrific car accident by a distracted driver. I was with my cousin who was driving us and my younger cousin. She decided to look down at her phone for just 5 seconds to check a message. And next thing I know, we were off the road. We were going 65 miles per hour and we flipped 5 times. I suffered a pretty bad brain injury, and my little cousin who was in the back seat was actually ejected from the vehicle and was in the hospital for about a month or so and suffered lots of injuries. I suffered PTSD, anxiety, depression, all from this car wreck. I remember waking up in the middle of the night and I would be screaming because I could visualize this car accident. It was so horrible because my cousin wanted to look away for 5 seconds at a message. I would like to say the driver of the vehicle has learned from this, but she actually has not. She didn't receive a ticket when we were in the car accident, so why would she want to change or think? She probably thinks it's okay because she didn't receive any consequences for it. 5 seconds is all it took to change my life forever. It's not just phones, and we are all guilty of doing things in the car while driving because we are in a hurry. It's not worth it. Think about it. We're all, putting on our makeup, fixing our hair, or just changing the radio, or picking up a drink, picking up a fry we drop, eating food, anything. We're distracted by the road that it needs our full-on attention to because anything can happen in 5 seconds of looking away. I mean, you travel like the length of a football field, if not more. Distractive driving websites that I've researched were departmentoftransportation.gov, safedrivers.org, Paul Atchley, researcher on distractive driving, the nationalsafetycouncil.org. 3 seconds away from the wheel is equal to driving blindfolded for 100 yards. Would you put a blindfold on and drive? Probably not. So why would you look away, look down at your phone, or change the radio or anything when just looking away from that road for 3 seconds? It's like driving blindfolded. More accidents caused by distracted drivers than intoxicated drivers. 1.6 million people are involved in accidents due to distracted drivers a year. In 2019, distracted driving was a reported factor in 8.5% of fatal motor vehicle crashes. There are 3 types of distractions: visual, which is looking away; auditory, hearing something; manual, manipulating something other than the steering wheel. So, eating, looking at your phone, changing the music, Snapchatting, anything like that, where the road does not have your full attention. Each day, 11 teens die due to texting and driving. Teens are the #1 group of distracted drivers. Why, you ask? Think about it. They don't go anywhere without their phone, and they are invincible. And besides, when the phone's sitting right there and you hear it go off, you're tempted to look at your phone because you want to see what it was, or if someone's trying to get a hold of you. So why not just throw it in the back seat to where you can't hear it and it's out of your sight, so you can't just reach and grab it and the road will have your full attention. My campaign is for distractions to be eliminated. At any given time of the day, 660,000 people are attempting to use their phone while behind the wheel. This is just phone use. Think about all the other distractions, from putting on your makeup, clothes, grabbing the fry you dropped in between your seat, plugging your phone into the charger, Snapchatting, looking on Facebook, looking at a picture, blowing your nose even. You're not paying attention. It's not a matter of put it down or don't text and drive. It's putting it out of sight and keeping distractions away and eyes and ears on the road. Although technology advances daily, our brains are still not equipped to look away from the road for even a second. Heck, most of us can't even remember what we ate for breakfast that morning, let alone be attentive to our surroundings and multitask, especially while driving. Paul Atchley, the expert that I researched on distractions while driving, and here's a video that I would like you guys to watch.
And you don't need to see this yourself, though you might have, to really understand how compelling these devices are. This is a picture that one of my students sent me. And then she quickly wrote back and said, "Oh no, my boyfriend took it while I was driving. I didn't take the picture." But you see someone here that's engaged in kind of a paradox, right? This is someone who's doing something very dangerous. They're riding a motorcycle, and they're doing something equally dangerous. They're doing it in hands-free and eyes-free mode. And at the same time, this individual is wearing a helmet and they have a safety strap around their rucksack. So in one case, they're being safe, and in the other, they're being wildly unsafe. And I think understanding this and how compelling these devices are is really critical for all of us as we're trying to move around our world safely. Now, what's interesting about this is this really isn't a new research.
We need to act quickly, and I know there are many apps out there to document driving or to promote no texting. But we need to go further. The laws need to be stricter. If you were fined $10,000 for distracted driving, don't you think you'd be a little more attentive to the road? I would. Or heck, even put in jail for distracted driving, for a certain amount of time or anything. I wouldn't want any of that on myself. I would want to be able to live my free life. If we had more strict laws on distracted driving, things might change. Like, for instance, more wrecks happen by distracted driving than intoxicated drivers. Well, if you're intoxicated while driving, you get fined a pretty big fine, and you can even serve jail time. So why is the laws not the same for distracted driving? Texting and driving is banned in most states, but talking on the phone is not. The fines we face for using a cellular device are minimal and for the most part not over $100. While crash risk and odds ratios differ from study to study, it's overwhelmingly clear that distracted driving of any type is risky. In closing, I suffered a traumatic brain injury due to a distracted driver. I am a work in progress to eliminate distractions. Maybe, just maybe, if you lost your license or paid a high fine, one would think twice before using a device. Thank you.